Laura Lolly, couple, thanks and Laura. Oh, joke, Laura Lolly Biff.
Sometimes festival performances just come down to the basic melody, don't they? What is the basic melody that you can get the audience to? That's one of the classics. I, Moosey. I, Moosey. That's one of the classics.
Yeah, who's that, Shed 7?
No, that is Modern Romance.
Modern Romance, not Shack Attack. Hey, listeners, how you doing? It's Adam and Joe here. That was Coldplay. They were headlining the Pyramid stage yesterday here at the Glastonbury Festival, which is where we are, 2011. Lucy is one of the lovely people that works on our show here, and she is a massive Coldplay fan, aren't you, Lucy?
I am, yes.
Now, Lucy, we don't normally speak to other humans except for very special occasions on this programme, so for goodness sake, don't mess this up, all right?
Okay,
This is your big chance. It's a massive chance for you.
I know it's frightening to be on the radio, on this show as well, because we're intimidating presenters.
Very intimidating.
But just try your best to stay cool. Don't be freaked out by Buckles.
Your breathing is already going a little weird there. Try and keep that under control, because the listeners can hear fear and they don't like it.
Okay.
If they hear it, they get very angry and they start throwing the radio around and beating each other, and we don't want to do that to them.
Okay.
So, Coldplay, you had a lovely time watching them last night, right?
Yeah, I did. I've loved them since the start. Since Parachutes was lots of people think that, I think.
Yeah.
And I've maintained that love for them over the years, and I think some people maybe become a bit aware that they've become very big and a little, I don't know, have become a bit more commercialised.
Because you're someone with very Catholic taste musically. You like all kinds of different stuff.
I'm a traditional sometimes.
Yeah, but you're not. Your taste is not middle of the road, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, I'm a big six music person since.
So how does it feel? Do you get a little bit defensive when you're in an atmosphere that is sometimes a little bit bitey for the mighty Coldplay?
Yeah, a little bit. I was a little aware that going to see it was perhaps a little controversial in terms of my musical choices.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
Because you're not going to be...
by it at all.
You're not?
No, not at all.
I like that they're not controversial in any political way.
No, not
or
at all.
important way.
I don't know
The
what
massive
the thing
controversy is just quality based.
Often happens with bands when they become really popular. Some people just decide...
Yeah.
Oh, they're not like they used to be.
But it was weird. There was that feeling about you too as well. There was a feeling of that they had something to prove.
It's almost
as if, it's almost as if per se by going on the Pyramid stage, if you're not a new band that's in the first throw of hugeness, you've got somehow to defend yourself or to prove that you are still in touch with the people. Because Glastonbury's, I like to call it the People's Festival.
Do you? That's a very good...
that's a new phrase.
Hot
just to put
phrase.
the word people in people's in front of things. Sorry, Lucy, I was talking there.
Oh, okay, I forgot.
You noticed. Yeah, sorry, no.
What were you saying?
There was a little bit of apologising for him on the stage, actually.
Yeah.
For apologising for doing new stuff.
It's the British way. In Britain, you have to apologise. If you're successful, you have to apologise. Do you know what I mean? It's you can't. It's wrong to stick your head over the parapet in Britain.
You want to have your cake and eat it, don't you? You want to be massive, but also say, hey, I'm still one of... I personally would love to have my cake and...
You like regurgitating your cake.
And then eat it again. I like to eat it as many times as I possibly can.
Like a multiple-stomached cow.
That's my thing. But I don't see Beyonce going up there and doing any apologising tonight for her various...
No, because she's not British. She's not British.
No, exactly. She's just
going
to
have that same...
She's going to put on a great show, do her thing, and everyone's going to adore her.
Yeah. She was there.
Was she there, jumping around?
Yeah.
Watching from the wings with Jay-Z, I hear.
I hear, yeah.
He's probably fishing for samples.
She was singing along to that
Joe
one
samples.
as well.
Good work.
Yeah, thanks, Lucy. Lovely to talk to you.
And you.
Good morning, listeners.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing? Now, listen, we should stand the squadron to attention for the very last time here at the festival, and indeed for myself and Joe for quite some time. So here's the squadron command.
Black Squadron! Always catch the beginning of the show. Black Squadron don't want to miss a thing. That's not the way Black Squadron roll. Went to bed at a reasonable hour. Gotta be sharp on Saturday morning. That's the secret of the Squadron's power. Black Squadron!
So this is the Squadron's last command for a little while. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that's right. So, Squadron, you didn't really have a command at home yesterday. Because
some of them might have felt a bit left out.
Might have done, but we were mobbed by live Squadron members here at the festival. That was very enjoyable.
And this is unusual to have a command on a Sunday morning.
It is.
Maybe sacrilegious for some Squadron members.
The Lord's Day, but we're not doing anything specifically Satan-based today, so you don't have to worry.
No. And once again, we should remind you, if you are by any chance a new listener, then the Black Squadron are the listenership who listen live in the first half hour of the show.
They're dedicated in that way.
They're very dedicated, and none of this stuff appears in the podcast or in the podcast.
Well, you never know. I mean, sometimes it might creep a little bit in there, but it's usually a secret society. It's usually a secret enclave.
We're going to give you a word or a couple of words. They constitute the command. Then we'd ask you to take a photo of yourself interpreting that word or those words and send it to 64046 by text or by email to adamandjoe.sixmusic@bbc.co.uk. And by sending your image to us, you implicitly give us permission to plaster it all over London on huge billboards.
Yeah, you may be used to endorse all kinds of commercial products that perhaps you don't agree with.
New controversial government programs.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Also, nuclear weapons testing, that sort of thing. You might be a big banner for that. So be prepared for all that. After Joe, Commander Cornish, issues the command, we will be playing you some music from Sleigh Bells. And I think it's time now for Cornballs to take over and talk to the Squadron.
It is. It's quite a broad command, Squadron, so be creative in the way you interpret it. But your command this morning is summer holiday. Crikey O'Reilly, some very loud sub-bass has started vibrating our BBC porter cabin here behind the Pyramid Stage at Glastonbury.
It's a bit early, isn't it? It's 10:15.
It's terribly early.
10:15 on a Sunday morning, for goodness sake.
I tell you what, though. Listen to that, listeners.
The valley door's open now. Listen to that. Will you keep it down? We're trying to do a program.
It's absolutely disgusting. I'm going to throw several copies of the Mail on Sunday at their heads.
Yes,
see if that takes them out.
Jam that into their jam boxes.
But you know what? It's looking nice out there. I mean, I think Britain is being bathed in sunshine this morning.
It's beautiful out there.
Oh my God, it's full of stars.
It's so beautiful.
And it's had a good effect on the mud. It's drying up, and it looks very nice out there, even though it looks a little like a bombsy tit.
It's an absolute bombsy tit. And the mud piles are giant, and also the rubbish piles. We should say hi to all the rubbish guys out there. And I'm not just talking about the low-quality people. I'm talking about the people who are clearing up the site constantly.
You love the little guy, don't you, Ed?
Absolutely. I
noticed that about you. You're a big man, you're an important man, but yet you still... still stay in touch with the...
No, carry on.
with the little man. That's what I love about you.
Big society little man. So I want to say hi to all the guys that really make this festival work. I'm not talking about the Chris Martins, the Beyoncés. I'm talking about... the guys out there on the roads. You guys in your jackets, and you're keeping the roads safe. You're saying hi and making sure that people don't step in front of oncoming tour buses. You're going around collecting your litter and putting it in your recycling bags.
Okay,
there.
Shut up.
Hey,
thanks a lot. With the little guy. Sorry. Right. Thanks a lot, Black Squadron, for responding so brilliantly to your command of summer holiday. We're of course going off on a summer holiday, and it's sort of the official start of everyone's summer holidays very soon, isn't it? If it isn't, I've decided that it is. So it's time to get in the mood. We already have a fantastic photo here from Lally in Northern Ireland. She has slathered her face in sun cream, and she's got a parasol, and she's got heart-shaped sunglasses.
Is it sun cream? It might just be cottage cheese for all we know.
I think it's probably splottage cheese. Here is a photo from Alec from Barrow, who has just put a hat on. Alec, that's not good enough.
He's got a child's sun hat.
He's got a child's sun hat. I mean, it was fast but low quality.
He looks like Van Morrison circa Astral Weeks on there.
There is someone... Who's this? Jill from Essex has just taken a photo of some shells.
She's taken a picture of some shells.
That's a good idea. An anonymous lady has taken a photo of herself in mirrored shades. It's good, but it's not going to get you to the upper echelons of the Squadron.
But it's a holiday, isn't it? They're allowed to be a bit lazy.
No one's allowed to do what they want around here.
No.
No, but keep them coming in, 64046. You can submit your photos until the squadron is standed down.
I've got a sunny free play for you right now, listeners. This is from 1969. That's the year that Dr. Buckles was born. Very important year.
What a year.
Yeah, amazing year. And nothing else really significant happened that year, apart from the release of the album Mendocino by the Sir Douglas Quintet, Doug Psalm. You might know Doug Psalm, some of you groovers out there. He's fantastic. And this is called Sunday Sunny Mill Valley Groove Day. Yeah, that's the Kills. They were playing on the other stage last night here at Glastonbury. Their latest album, Blood Pressures, was out in April. And one of the people watching their performance yesterday was Kate Moss. She was standing there, and the paparazzo.
She was here last year.
Going nuts.
I hear she's been here all year.
Yeah,
living nude in the forest.
Right.
Just eating berries, communicating with rabbits and birds, making a sound.
Yes. Like Nell.
Like Nell, yeah. She lived in the tree. She brushes her teeth with twigs.
She doesn't even do that anymore, does she? I heard that
she brushes her teeth with Twiggy.
I think her teeth are twigs now.
Really?
Yeah, she had them replaced with little twig pegs.
The only thing she can't find in the forest are fags.
She has to venture out into the outside
she's got her
world.
own little tobacco crop.
Yeah.
And she hand whittles silk cut packets.
And does the designs on them.
And pops them in
herself. She does the little warning.
And she just sat, shut up at trees. when the wind's blowing too hard. Shut up, stop saying that, shut up. That's not how she talks.
She's very posh.
But she's happy now because the festival's come around again, and she's out and eating a bite.
She's out and about. She's wearing a little skirt made of petals. And she's having a super time, but the paparazzi were overexcited, snapping away at her. Yesterday, I saw a fellow. There's a sort of trough that connects the other stage. It's a long walk. I would say, how many, like 500 meters or something?
A trough, an actual pig's trough.
Well, it's supposed to be a walkway, but it's turned into a pig's trough. It's just solid mud. Like it's a river of mud.
Yeah, we both walked through it yesterday.
And you have to go very slowly and really be careful.
I had to go along the side and cling onto the fence for fear of falling in, because if you fell in, that would be it. It would be Mudmageddon.
Well, me and James, our producer, saw this...
You'd be Glastonburied alive.
Absolutely. We saw this guy, this big paparazzi guy, go right in. He just toppled right over, and his camera just went under the mud and it totally submerged.
Revenge.
It was a shock, though, and you felt bad for him.
Did he fall face first?
No, on his side. But he went right in there. I went over to try and help him pour a bit of water on his camera.
I would have poured a bit of scorn on his camera.
Yeah, you would have done, wouldn't you?
Doused it, washed it down with a big bucket of scorn.
He wasn't very grateful to me, though, I must say. Like, I expected him to be,
he's
thanks.
a pap. He's angry with the world.
He was very angry.
Wants to suck the money out of it. Listen, we should say thank you to Black Squadron, who've done a pretty good job. I mean, it's tough on a Sunday morning, so these are the real hardcore squadroners, especially Rob, who sent us a picture of himself with all the different... sunglasses and goggles you need for a holiday, plus a hat, all stacked up on each other. I think if there were a winner, it's non-competitive in the squadron, he would have won.
Yeah, we need to stand down the squadron before the news. Here's the jingle.
Black Squadron! Stand down, your work is done. You've earned yourself a nice warm bath and maybe a nice little bun.
And don't forget, you can see your pictures on the blog at our website, bbc.co.uk/blogs/Adam and Joe, and do keep them coming in.
It's 10:30 here on Six Music. Time for the news. She's a little bit like the Queen, isn't she, Björk?
Vocally.
The indie queen.
She's got a nice way of speaking as well.
So it's a little bit Icelandic and a little bit Cockney.
Yeah, she's got a lovely way of speaking.
Venus is a Boy there from Björk's album debut. You're listening to Adam and Joe here on BBC Six Music. Don't know if you can tell, listeners, but I'm a little bit absolutely knackered. How are you feeling at the end of the festival?
I'm feeling all right. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Got a few hours sleep last night.
Yeah.
Obviously I was dancing in the mud until the small hours, but I'm okay.
You were dancing in the mud. You're camping right there, right in the thick of it. I'm actually staying in a hotel.
What?
Yeah, I've been staying in a hotel in the nearby beautiful city of Wells, home of Hot Fuzz and Edgar Wright. Wells is the smallest city in the United Kingdom because of its wonderful cathedral there.
Right. The cathedral makes it a city.
That's right. It entitles it to city status. And my room in the hotel faced out onto the cathedral. Lovely view of the grounds. A lovely view of the grounds. And there's a beautiful green patch. I think they call it a lawn.
Yes, grass, they call it.
They call it grass. In front of the cathedral there. And last night I was absolutely delighted because there was a little gang of guys out there. And
Real skills. Having a booze up.
They had some drinking pop and they were smoking old-fashioned New Orleans-style cigarettes. And they were having a super fun Saturday night.
Were they locals, do you think?
Time. I guess they must have been.
What kind of age?
I would say early 20s.
That's a fun age.
It's a great, fun, exuberant age. I fell asleep for a while. I fell asleep around about midnight or something. Get a bit of sleep before the show. And so, unfortunately, I missed the beginning of one of the guys' fun speech because he started shouting.
Good.
After a while. It was absolutely great. And he was really screaming at the top of his voice. He was brilliant. And he did it for so long. It's great because it went on. And so, luckily, I woke up.
Like a sort of human cockerel, but at the wrong time and without the roll.
And he went on and on and on. So I woke up and I thought, he's going to stop soon. He didn't stop. He went on and on and on. So then I thought, I'll just have to record a little bit to play on the show. So here he is in action.
Belonging to my father. It will not realize until the dawn of tomorrow. And tomorrow I will wear my own clothes. Because it will be mine. And forever.
This is 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning.
Is he reciting something?
I think he was freestyling, sort of declaiming freestyle Shakespeare kind of thing, or something. Getting in the, he was feeling the atmosphere of the place and getting in the mood.
It really was. It's quite sophisticated yobbism.
It was, wasn't it?
Sort of Shakespearean yobbism, period yobbism. Maybe it was a ghost. It was a ghost, a raucous ghost. That's what it was.
It was a big, raucous, drunk ghost. Yeah, you could be right.
The best type of ghost.
It was very unusual though, because Wales is a quiet place. I mean, I guess that's why Edgar decided that it would be a good place to do Hot Fuzz, the idea of everyone shooting each other up in a place like that.
In a peaceful place.
Yeah.
That's terrible. When did that stop?
It stopped, I would say, around 3:30.
Were you not tempted to go out and tell them to shut themselves up?
I was waiting for it. He finally calmed down. It was one of those things where you key yourself up and you think, if he goes on for 5 minutes more, I'm going down there in the totally nude and I'm going to give him all kinds of pieces of my mind. But luckily...
Never happened.
Nah, it never happened. So, and I went back to sleep. But
well, you should have come and danced in the mud at Shangri-La.
Oh,
I had an amazing time.
Yeah.
I was off my face. On happiness.
Right.
I was slip-sliding around. The consistency of slime on the dance floor meant I could do some amazing moves.
Yeah. Tommy York was DJing there last night.
He was.
Tommy crashed plane.
We were having a Wickles time.
Yeah. Tom was playing all kind of obscure German electronica and you were playing the Wiggles again.
You in your hotel. You should have camped, you square.
Joe didn't.
Let's have some music. Let's have some music. Let's have some music. Quick, play music.
This is bad.
A lot of controversy here in the studio after Adam's claim. What was your claim?
That Wells was the smallest city in the UK.
I mean, you should know by now not to try and float any facts.
No.
Your fact boats are not seaworthy.
They are absolutely leaky.
Neither of us. I mean, both of us were hopeless with facts.
My fact boats are like rustic trugs. That was Battles, by the way, listeners, that you just heard. They were playing yesterday in the John Peel tent. That was a track called Sun Dome. And yeah, a couple of messages.
Is that true?
Yeah,
is any of that true?
I don't know. Maybe it's called Sun Dome.
Rubbish.
Maybe it was called Wobble Pants. I've no idea. Maybe it was Battles. Maybe it was just some children who'd found some instruments and started stumbling around the stage. It's impossible to tell anymore. Yeah, thanks, Stanley. We got a message here. Look, it says, Wells is the smallest city in England, not the UK. That honour belongs to the Welsh city of St David's. Lots of love, Stanley, aged 6.
Sussed by a 6-year-old.
In Bristol. Another message that's just anonymous and blunt. St David's in Wales is the smallest city, not Wells. And I think at the end it's got a... Thanks very much for that.
Okay, so listen, listeners. Yesterday, me and lovely Lucy went what can I say? Yomping.
Yeah, you can
Clomping.
say yomping. Well, it's more like schlumping, isn't
Schlumping
it?
around the site, around the Glastonbury site, and collected some mystery sounds. Okay, this is a fun game, a fun kind of radio game. Do you like fun, Adam? I know the listeners like fun. I don't need to ask them. Do you like fun?
I feel as if I'm growing out of fun.
Growing out of it. Well, see if you can remember about fun and claw some of it back.
All right, then.
Because it's time to play a fun game of mystery Glastonbury sounds. Are you ready, producer James? Here, I'm going to play you a sound.
Yeah.
Adam, Count Buckules, Buxton, and listeners, you can join in as well. You have to tell me what you think the sound is. It's as simple as that.
And are these typical sounds from the festival, or are they very odd sounds that you've gone out and...
Very typical sound. very typical. Here is sound, mystery Glastonbury sound number 1.
All right.
What's that sound? Tell me what's happening. What's that sound? Tell me what's happening.
Is that someone inflating their codpiece?
That is not
With a small
the members of Cameo.
hand
No,
pump.
and that is not. That is not Bonio from U2 trying to pump up his ancient butox to give them some youthful, bubbleliciousness. There it is again. What's that sound? Tell me what's happening. What's that sound? Tell me. Now that sound is commonly heard all over the site.
Is it someone trying to extract their boots from a mud clump? And the air sucking that goes on there.
No.
Can I have one more listen?
Sure, this is going to take a while though because we do have 5.
It sounds like a bicycle pump.
Hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer. It's all over the site.
I absolutely love hand sanitizer.
You use it all the time, yet you don't recognise the sound. What does that say about you?
I don't
Nothing.
know.
Absolutely nothing.
I'm very shallow.
Okay, number 2. Sound number 2. Ready for sound number 2, Buckules?
Yeah.
So no points so far. Here is Glastonbury sound number 2.
Make sure you screw it on properly. Make sure it's tight, nice and tight. Doing another event like Glastonbury 2008.
What is that? What is that sound?
Is that the sexual health counsellor down in the healing field?
After that pregnancy.
Yeah, can we have
in 2008.
one more listen?
Make sure you screw it on properly. Make sure it's tight, nice and tight. Doing another event like Glastonbury 2008.
That's the key sound, the plastic snap at the end.
Oh, I know what that is.
What is it?
That's one of the great guys in their Viz jackets putting the band, that your entry band.
No.
What?
Wrong.
What is it then?
Wrong.
You're delighted.
Wrong.
Look at him.
Wrong.
Leaping
It's wrong
about.
o'clock. That is one of the poo pipe men.
The poo pipe man.
That go around with the big trucks and they suck all the stuff out of the bogs.
Right.
And they put them in their lorries and take it away to Bogland.
Petey and Paul Poo Pipe.
Petey and Paul Poo Pipe. And of course, the great incident in 2008 was when they connected it up wrong and sprayed it all over everybody.
Oh, did that really happen?
It really happened. Possibly not in 2008.
Like Father Ted.
We guessed that.
Oh my
There we go.
goodness.
Okay, so 2 down. Not doing very well, Count Buckules.
No.
You shouldn't sleep in the hotel. You should try and see the festival a bit more.
Can I just...
Like me.
Here we go. Can I just say that I'm rediscovering fun?
You are, aren't you?
This
is
is
what it's like to be
fun.
young. Number 3. Okay, here we go. What is this sound? Sound number 3.
Mummy, Daddy, Wu-Tang Clan weren't rude enough for me. I want my money back. Why didn't they swear more?
That is the sound of a nice middle-class person's young child who they've dragged along to the festival to instill naughtiness into the child, and the child is absolutely up in arms because everything's a little bit sanitized.
That's correct. The child was disappointed at the lack of not enough swearing and crudity at the during the Wu-Tang set.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang.
Were you similarly disappointed?
I was very disappointed, yeah. I watched it on telly in the hotel. And they dipped the swearing down. Yeah. But that was a young chap called Zeke.
So I got one right, yes!
Yeah, you did get one right. Zeke is the brother of Eden and Wilf, and they were a very nice family we met. They were lovely, weren't they? So a big shout out to them. And yeah, that was Zeke getting annoyed about the lack of swearing. Kids like a lot of heavy swearing. I mean, they're inured to that sort of thing now, so you really need to lay it on thick to shock a child.
But the thing is,
shock a child, shock a child,
shock a child, shock a child, shock a child, shock a child. The thing is that they like a certain type of swearing, don't they? I mean, a child's favourite swearing is something poo-based, anything with the word poo in it. Poo head, poo pants, poo face, that kind of thing. So if the Wu-Tang, and the Wu-Tang would be allowed to say that stuff, if they incorporated some poo head stuff.
They don't like that kind of thing, the Wu-Tang.
They're not.
It's too lavatorial. Okay, number 4, you've got, should we split this into 2 bits, or is everyone enjoying this? Let's carry on, says James. Okay, number 4. What is this sound?
Whoa, you got some really good mystery sounds.
Thanks, dude. What is it? Play it again.
Is that a vuvuzela sleeping?
Snoring.
Yeah.
A vuvuzela in deep sleep.
Or is it the sound of a big fat gentleman lying in a bath of mud, having a doze, but...
Someone stuck a kazoo up his...
Yes, exactly.
Areas.
Right.
No.
What?
I mean, it's tricky, this one. You could get it.
Something about a water bottle, maybe?
No, we're going to put you out of your misery. That is Ed from the Friendly Fires making an owl noise through his hands.
How was I supposed to get that?
Because you love the Friendly Fires and you're mates with Ed.
I didn't know he...
Ed loves the show. We ran into Ed. He's a big fan of the show.
I don't know.
He says the podcasts have helped him through some tough times.
Oh, thanks, Ed.
And he made that amazing bird noise, didn't he, Lucy?
I didn't know Ed could do the bird noises.
You have got 1 out of 4. Here is your last chance to claw back some integrity.
All right.
What is this sound?
Oh. Wow. Is that Piers Bronholm having a wee-wee?
An incredibly powerful taffin wee.
I know exactly what that is.
Like a high-pressure hose.
That's Dr. Sexy in a big sexy shower.
Yeah. That's
in one of those showers in a bag. That's Dr. Sexy and Taffin.
You know what? That's what it'll sound like when I take my big... Because one of the nice things about being at a festival is going home and having an amazing shower.
Yeah.
That first shower that cleans you right off.
Absolutely.
It's lovely. But that was actually the sound of me washing the very heavy, claggy mud off my boots, which you're not supposed to do because it's a waste of water, but I done it anyway.
Because you're too big for your boots. That's your thing. Thanks, man. That was a fun game.
Thanks, mate.
And thanks, Lucy, for going out there and probably doing most of the work.
Hey,
yesterday.
That's not true.
Here's Tame Impala. They were live yesterday on the Park stage. Enjoy.
That was Elbow, Neat Little Rose. Was that recorded yesterday? Yeah, recorded yesterday on the Pyramid stage. And I watched their set. And, I haven't really registered Elbow fully. I've read a lot about them, but never really, focused on them properly. I had a bit of a Garvey epiphany watching them. He was amazing, and he was brilliant with the crowd. I'm sure everyone's heard of his reverse Mexican wave thing he did. But the music was brilliant. I thought I was saying to you this morning, it reminded me a bit of Thomas Dolby's stuff. Like
there's no higher praise.
Cross between Dolby and Elvis Costello or something. It was like amazing Dolby stuff, but done with different instrumentation.
Elvis Costello and Dolby Stereo.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was brilliant.
That's a nice slot as well to have. That's one of the
magical ones.
Magical slots. It's the sort of support slot as the sun is going down, if it's a sunny day, of course. And then the big surprise yesterday, well, it wasn't that much of a surprise because it was announced in the Sun newspaper, was Pulp playing on the Park stage. Six Music's very own Jarvis Cocker going out there and wowing the crowd. Apparently chatting between songs and handing out sweets and things like that.
Six Music are doing well, aren't they? All they need is Bouncy and Chris Martin and Bonio, and we would have all the major acts DJing.
Yes, that's true, isn't it? Get Tom York as well. Let's get him. Who would be the best DJ out of Bonio, Martin or Beyonce?
I think Beyonce would be pretty good.
Yeah, I think she would too.
On the wheels of steel.
Bonio would chew your ear off a little bit too much. Martin would just be apologising all the time. Listen, would you like a couple of travelling tales?
Yes.
Here's the jingle.
Travelling tales, tales of travelling on a train or an automobile or an aeroplane. I want to know what your travelling tales.
All aboard the Skylark!
Well, we're going to be getting on the train in a while, like many other festival goers, and heading back to our straight lives. Yeah, and
boring.
Just be boring. But here is a tale right now about train travel from Liam. And, oh no, I'm sorry, I got the wrong one there.
Oh, no.
No disrespect, Liam. Your story was amazing, but I'm going to save it for another time. This is from Serge of Midsummer, where all the murders happen. He says, "Hello, boys. I was listening to the lamentable tale of the young lady who felt she was overly chastised for putting up her feet on the seats of the Metropolitan line. And we told that the other day. It was a message from a young lady who..."
Well, she expected us to support her for her right to put her feet on the seats, but unfortunately we went the other way. We're not supporters of feet on seats.
No, we're not. I mean, she was contrite, but she felt that she'd been overly chastised for having the feet on the seats. Anyway, Serge says, well, maybe she should count herself lucky that the following didn't happen to her. One summer's evening after work, I was on my way up to town from Uxbridge and was sharing the carriage with some young lads. Young lads, eh? Who seemed like madmen, who seemed like madam, rather, from a few weeks ago, to think that the clearly positioned sign requesting that people keep their feet off the seats did not apply to them. As the train arrived at Rayners Lane, I was being very British about containing my seething rage when a rather fidgety older gentleman boarded the train. I could see the cold sweat crossing his face as he blurted out to the boys that they should keep your feet off the seats! Keep them off! The boys laughed and shrugged, but the man persisted. There's a sign! Keep your feet off the seats! The boys ignored him and carried on chatting. The train made to depart when the man stumbled across the carriage and pulled the emergency cord. The train juddered to a halt and the boys went silent, peering incredulously at each other. Several minutes later, the driver had made his way to the end of the carriage where he inquired as to what had transpired. Both parties appeared unrepentant. The driver, a reasonable man, to all intents and purposes, brackets plural of purposes, says Serge, took the view that the man's actions were entirely disproportionate given the circumstances, advising that the man had disrupted the network. Fair enough, I thought. What I did find a little difficult to comprehend, though, was the fact that the driver stood his ground and refused to return to his cab and pilot the train until the man had apologised to the boys.
No.
Yeah.
Good driver.
You reckon?
Well, I like him, whether you think he was right or wrong, he's taking a firm stance.
I think tell the old chap off for pulling the emergency cord, but you don't get him to apologise to the hoolies with their feet on the seats. That's too much, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm getting weird sympathy with the lads here.
Are you?
Yeah. I think I know the guy. Do his voice again.
Get your feet off the seats!
Yeah, I know that guy.
Really?
Yeah, that's Grandpa Weird. He's cool. He's known locally as Grandpa Weird.
Yeah, he's always pulling the emergency cord.
Isn't there a thing in that email that he's got lots of plastic bags full of weird stuff?
P.S. He has lots of plastic bags full of weird stuff. He's known as
a kind of a trampy chap.
Weird.
You know what I think he's known as?
What?
Count Buckules.
He's not Count Buckules. He's smartly dressed.
You sure he didn't have a big backpack and a bicycle and a beard? There we go, that's the noise. That's the noise he makes. Well, I'm divided about that. I'm not sure whose side to be on.
Yeah.
But you don't go pulling no emergency cord unless it's, feet on seats is not an emergency.
Feet on seats is not really an emergency.
That's very irresponsible. He should have had the fine imposed.
But the Utes, man, they would have been out of control with joy after that result. Wouldn't you think?
You think it's a blow for subversion?
They would be crowing. Poor old Grandpa Weird. I'm on his side.
What a story. It's a morally ambiguous story.
Hey-ho. Well, that's enough. That's a good noise, though, isn't it?
Hey, what?
Hey-ho. 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 It's because
that's the last thing you'll say before you die. Hey-ho.
Hey-ho.
That'll be it. Buckules out.
Sorry, I think it's hey-ho came from the fact that I've been listening to the Fisherman's Friends out there. They're on the pyramid stage.
Yeah, they were singing hey-ho and up she rises.
That's right.
Yeah.
What shall we do with a Duncan, sailor? What shall we do with a Duncan? All the people out there in the crowd with scurvy and trench foot are all singing along.
I love it.
What shall we do with it?
Eating their ship's biscuits.
Now, let's play some more music, some live music that was recorded yesterday. And this is a man who's so hot right now. And he drew a massive crowd to the Park stage. I'm talking about James Blake. Here he is.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed, everyone, for coming. It was really fun. I had a great time. I hope you did too.
Don't forget, there's a puppet show at 3 o'clock, and also they're lovely cakes baked by a woman called Daisy. Bye-bye.
And I'm going to play Smash the Rat now. The only problem is someone's taken the rat. So could you pop it back, please, in the shoot? Because otherwise no one can play Smash the Rat, and that would be great if you could do that. Thanks a lot. And thanks.
What's going on? Hey, this is Adam and Joe on BBC Six Music, broadcasting to you live from Glastonbury. We're here till 1 p.m. Now, yesterday morning, we had a fantastically uplifting encounter with Glasto Squadron, the Glastonbury segment of our Black Squadron listening force. We went to meet them at about 10 a.m. at the top of the show. You can hear it in yesterday's podcast. But a funny thing happened to me.
Uh-huh.
Adam's just going to close the door there. We opened the door, but the fisherman's friends are getting out of control.
They're getting a bit leery.
And I have to close that door. So as I was walking out of the BBC compound towards the gate, there was a fantastic sort of clutch of squadron members.
Yeah.
And I waved at them, and they all sort of cheered and applauded, which was very nice indeed. But between me and them, there was a man, a ruddy, rotund, jolly-faced man with his family, 4 little children with their faces painted. They'd somehow got into the BBC enclosure, and they were waiting there with an autograph book, and they saw the squadron cheering.
Yeah.
And he saw me coming, saw that they were cheering at me, and he said, hello, mate, hello, mate. Oh, I love you. You're brilliant. I'm such a big fan. I thought, oh, that's really nice. And he got out an autograph book, and he got me to sign. He had some pretty big autographs in there. And he was saying, oh, you're brilliant. I love you. We were really hoping to meet you. I love your stuff. There's a little voice in the back of my head going, he doesn't look like a typical Six music listener. Doesn't look like it, but I don't want to be in any way, prejudiced. I don't have any particular,
You don't want to presume.
Yeah. So I signed his autograph book, and while I was signing the book, he said, I just bought your new album last week. It's great. I thought, Songwars Volume 2? Maybe he's bought that. I thought, well, there's a small chance. But basically it dawned on me.
He's the guy.
He had no idea who I was.
No.
And he was just fishing
riffing
for fun autographs. But it didn't, I'd realised that. I think he'd realised by that point.
Yeah.
Because he'd seen my autograph. Joe Cornish?
J. Corn?
Who? What?
I haven't got his
But
new
we
album.
still went through with the charade. I crouched down. I had my photo taken with his kids, grinning. He said, bye, great to see you. Have a brilliant festival. It was strange.
See you, J. Corn. You should have started...
He certainly didn't say see you, J-Corn, because my signature was illegible. He didn't know who I was.
No.
He was just crazy autograph fishing.
Wow, it would have been good if he'd said, God, will you sing your new song for the kiddie? And you could have just freestyled something.
Yeah, a bit of Coldplay. Do you think I should have told him who I wasn't?
I think it's better to
Just to carry on with the charade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
felt
tricky
bit
one,
hollow.
isn't it?
I felt a bit hollow, though.
Yeah, because no member of that family would have had a truly rewarding experience, would they?
I just flashed forward to Antiques Roadshow 2026 when it's presented on hover platforms from the Six Nebula. It's presented by Professor Brian Cox in 2026, and they're looking through this autograph book and they're going Beyonce, Chris Martin. Who?
Wait a second. Is this J. Corn?
J. Cornballs? Who's that?
But maybe by that time you will be a platinum-selling music artiste as well as a very successful director.
It's almost inevitable, almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
Once the Retro Text the Nation jingle is released as a single, a jingle single, the world's first jingle single.
Jingle single.
It rhymes, so it's got to happen.
Didn't even ask Dr. Buckles for his signature. And I could have passed for Bobo Hoskins.
You could. Ooga booga.
Ooga boo, would you like
Can't
my
believe I met
signature?
Bobo Hoskins.
Kids, it's the fella from Super Mario Brothers. Ooga booga.
That's the end of that link.
All right, let's have some music right now. And, sorry. Oh, yes. This is a free play that I brought in. And I have been enjoying this ever since I first heard it on the film The Abyss.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's this by?
This is Some Little Feet.
Oh, this is what they play when Trucker Man is going down in having fun times in his little underwater pod.
Yes, one night. She's there piloting the pod at the beginning. Do you remember? And she's listening to this, she starts singing along in her submersible, and then all the other guys in the crew of the Deep Core start joining in.
He's good at that. It happens in Aliens as well, those sequences at the beginning of the film where everyone, they don't know that they're basically going to die.
Yes.
And they're heading to hell, but ignorant of that fact, all upbeat and excited.
They're all singing together like a big underwater happy family who don't realise that they're just about to be tested to the very limits.
By hugely sympathetic aliens.
Yeah, crazy army guys, brightly coloured aliens, extreme weather and...
water tentacles.
Water tentacles, exactly. So this is Little Feat, and it's called Willin' from 1972. Enjoy. Yes, Menina, that's the Bees. This is Adam and Joe here on BBC Six Music. Hey, how you doing, listeners? It's a beautiful day here at Glastonbury. The mud is drying out, and there's summer and joy and nudism in the air. Now, I think it's time that we had some facts, some hard facts. We've already had some fun, hard, incorrect facts this morning about Wells being the smallest city in the UK. So let's have some more right now about Beyoncé, tonight's headline act on the Pyramid stage.
Bad facts.
Yeah. Did you know, Joe Cornish, that Beyoncé Knowles was, and I didn't know any of this, I was amazed when I found out this stuff, because I had quite a preconceived notion of where Beyoncé was at, where she was from. She was born in Brighton in 1925. Her father was the hairy ginger film blogger Harry Knowles, and her mother was, of course, Destiny.
Was there something there?
I was leaving that to hang. She's Destiny's child.
Okay.
Come on!
That was good. That was good. I was intimidated by how good that was.
Yes!
I didn't even get it.
Exactly. For Beyoncé's 6th birthday, her father, Harry Knowles, gave her 3 gifts that would change her life. Gift number 1, a profound love of showbiz, which he just gave her in a box. Gift number 2, the album Anthem by Toyah.
Terrific album.
One of the big woman albums.
Big woman albums.
Out there. And number 3, a beautiful antique booty. Armed with these gifts, Beyoncé dedicated herself to breaking into the entertainment world.
Good stuff. I didn't know any of that.
Well, you know, I'm not finished. So, Bruce, Beyoncé has no formal qualifications, did you know? But she does have 7 Knowles levels. 1 for the money.
Oh, good.
2 for the show.
Oh, my good. Yeah.
3 to get ready. And 1 for home ec. Beyoncé got her big break travelling around the country with her father, Harry Knowles, shaking her booty that he'd given her, to records by Shack Attack, whilst Harry dressed up in a big foam rubber suit with polka dots on it and fell on top of her from time to time. One evening, a top television exec saw the show, and he immediately thought this is going to be great on TV, commissioned a series, and of course that became the much-loved TV landmark Knowles House Party.
Featuring Mr. Blobby.
Yeah.
Keep going, more facts. More facts, come on, facts. Have you got more?
No.
Do you, though? Do you really have more? No. That was good.
That's all the facts there are about her. Nothing else is known.
She's a very mysterious figure.
Yeah, she was in Austin
great.
Powers.
How did you research those facts?
I asked some people.
Right, you just asked around.
I asked one of the guys in Wells, like outside Wells Cathedral yesterday, who was sitting around smoking.
Well, good facts.
Jazz cigarettes. So there you go. That's more or less all you need to know about Beyoncé.
We're ready for her big set tonight. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
And especially now that I know all that.
What is her biggest hit apart from Put a Ring on It?
What do you think, Lucy? What's Beyoncé Knowles' biggest hit?
I don't think you're ready for this. Bootylicious?
For this jelly.
Bootylicious.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's find out what her biggest hit is.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Yeah. She does say that at one point, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, she cooks very unexpected jelly. Let's have a little bit of music now, just to clean those facts out of the air.
Ah, yes, this is the Naked and Famous. They were playing on the other stage here at Glastonbury, and listen to this. It's the Naked and the Famous there, live at Glastonbury 2011. Adam and Joe here on BBC Six Music. Do you prefer the Naked or the Famous show?
I do like both together.
Yeah,
It's
obviously.
the best type of famous person is a nude one.
We're joined by Sinead Garvin. How you doing, Sinead?
Hello, I'm very good. How
Nice
are you?
to see you. Yeah, all right, not too bad. A little bit raggedy. My brain's beginning to shut down.
Yeah, I'm feeling fairly tired today.
Yeah. My brain just feels as if it's been baked in a kind of big mud oven. And large parts of it are no longer online.
No.
So that's a shame. So I'm quite pleased to see you with some music facts that actually aren't just made up gibberish.
No, well, it took me quite a while this morning to get going, to collate all the facts. There was a lot of pauses when I was daydreaming away. No, concentrate. But let's talk about the special guest that was on the park stage yesterday, because we did chat about who it could possibly be. It was a little bit more obvious, I think, yesterday. Pretty much everyone knew it was going to be Pulp.
It's the Java stuff.
Yeah, they had so much kit with them. And when I was sort of backstage at the park, which is a massive, massive truck, just tons and tons of equipment. And when they actually were, before they came on stage and all their equipment was there, lots of the big boxes just said Pulp on it. So if you were there thinking, oh, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
What's in there? Why do they need so much equipment? What do they do that requires all that equipment?
There's a puppet show halfway through.
Is there?
Yeah, it's quite an
puppet
elaborate
show.
It just breaks out into this mad, rapping puppets all over the stage.
What's the real answer to that, though? Do we know?
Joe's tolerance for made-up facts is shot down.
I desperately need some truth. Please, something to cling on to.
All the guitars and all the amps and the keyboards and all this, and they have quite a big set, so it's all of that.
They've got so many different albums, different sounds to reproduce.
There you go.
You know.
See, so it's all necessary, and they put on an amazing show. The sun was blazing at that time yesterday. I think possibly there were more people there for Pulp than there were for Radiohead.
Yeah, but I mean, poor old Radiohead had the weather very much against them. It was grim out there when Radiohead were playing, so it was impressive that they pulled such a massive crowd.
Yeah.
But Pulp were on form. Jarvis was leaping about.
He was fantastic.
I mean, I haven't seen them since they reformed. Is he still doing all his moves and everything?
Absolutely. There was bum shaking, his arms were flying everywhere, he was getting into the crowd, handing out chocolates.
Chocolates?
Yeah, and quite a few people were saying it was a little bit like listening to his radio show, because in between every track there was quite a lot of chat about various facts he'd look up about whose birthday it was and speculating what they might be doing for their birthday. And I think it was National Water Day or something somewhere in the world. And so we learnt a lot throughout the set, as well as hearing all of the music. But yeah, great singing along and all that kind of stuff. So yes, the special guests were great yesterday. No special guests on the park today, but still a good lineup. Gruff Rhys headlining.
Oh yes. Fantastic. The only problem with Pulp though was that they kind of ran long, and the poor old Wild Beasts didn't get much of a look in the end. They were supposed to be headlining, weren't they?
Yeah, so they ran on, then James Blake was on next, and he kind of had to cut 1 or 2 songs, I believe, out of his set, and then Wild Beasts didn't come on until about 25 past 11. But I have to say that set was immaculate.
Yeah.
They can sing superbly. There wasn't a note out of place, and considering the range of vocals, it was spectacular.
Yeah. Makes a change. Contemporary band be able to sing properly. I don't mean that. I just thought I should say it.
He's just imitating a Pratt.
Thanks, I'm good at it.
But yeah, well, I was up there for all of Wild Beasts, and it was obviously, a smaller crowd, but it was fantastic, and they seem to really, really enjoy it, which is what I love about Glastonbury. When the bands come on, it's just so special for them, and they absolutely love it.
Well, the Fisherman's Friends are having the gig of their life out there.
Yeah.
I mean, What Should We Do with the Drunken Sailor was just, I've never heard it as good as that.
They wrote that song.
They really did. All the pirates are going nuts in the mud. It's wonderful.
Well, the sun's out now, so the mud's drying.
Yes,
so it's a bit sore if you fall over in the mud.
Some of the pirates' peg legs are stuck in the dried mud. A lot of dead parrots out there as well.
But I had a chat with Wild Beasts beforehand, and they said they were embracing the fact they're up against the mighty Coldplay, who of course headlined the Pyramid stage.
Yes, Lucy was delighted. She had the gig of her life, despite quite a massive bucket of scorn being popped on her experience by scorn balls over there.
Come on, I was just being objective and...
He loaded up his scorn rifle, he was firing pellets of scorn, then he dumped a big bucket all over Lucy, and she's dealing with it very well. But they did a good show, right?
They did, yes. I mean, I was up watching watching Wild Beasts, but I caught a little bit of it, and I saw a bit of the televised stuff. And by all accounts, everyone seemed to really like it. They came out all guns blazing. There was confetti and fireworks and all the rest of it. And he started off sort of almost apologising, I guess, for saying, we're going to have to play the new songs, guys, but don't worry, you're going to love them soon. I think we'll be the judges of that. Thanks, Chris. But yeah, so I think, you know, when they got through the hits and everyone's singing, and Beyonce, who of course is tonight's headliner, was in the crowd.
Yes.
She had her hood up. She knows how to dress for a festival.
Yeah.
Stood next to Jay-Z. So he's obviously here.
Did Chris have anything written on his face?
No, but apparently the confetti did get stuck to sweat on the back of his neck. So he had a nice bit of a luminous confetti there for quite a while that he didn't realise.
Oh, did he? I thought he just had a fluorescent earpiece.
Well, no.
No, Joe,
confetti.
no.
Sweaty confetti.
They do good Dayglow ultraviolet paint on all their keyboards and stuff, though, don't they?
Yeah.
It's very pretty to look at, their show.
Yeah.
Very colourful.
Well, so they lit up this the pyramid stage like it's never been done before.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, and lots of lasers and multicolours and the works.
Wow. And what have we got to look forward to today then, apart from
Beyonce? We have got, like I say, Gruff Rhys is coming up on the Park stage, and Queens of the Stone Age are up against Beyonce. So what are you going to go? Rock? Pop Queen?
Something for everyone there.
Exactly. We've got Everything playing as well today, which is quite exciting. But just back to the band who were on before Coldplay yesterday, the lovely Elbow.
Of course, having the gig of their lives.
Yes, again, very engaging with the crowd, and his guy just before the gig.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't thought about anything else the last 3 months. I've woke up with it on my mind. I'm sure we all have. Every day since we found out we were doing it. It's unkind to say, but all gigs are a rehearsal for this one. And to be so high up the bill is just incredibly humbling. 20 years of Elbow today.
It actually is 20 years June, isn't it? Yeah. So
we don't. None of us remember the exact day, but we know it was June 20 years ago that we got together. So we've decided that today is our anniversary.
And so the crowd, when they told the crowd this, they just burst into Happy Birthday several times throughout their set.
Oh.
So, yeah.
They should have got Michael Levis out again.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you! That's nice, though. He's the people's hero, isn't he, Garvey?
Yeah, absolutely. A very warm man, and sort of makes it feel quite intimate, even though you're in a massive crowd. So it was a lovely set. Lovely.
Yeah, as the sun was going down. Oh, that's great. Hey, Sinead, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Lovely to see you again. We're going to play some U2, I think, from the other night. They were, of course, headlining on the Friday here at Glastonbury. Enjoy. I mean, I wish it went on for a lot longer, that one. That was Stay by U2. Hey, this is Adam and Joe here at Glastonbury. How you doing, listeners?
If you're keen to hear some of Pulp's surprise set last night, stay tuned, because we've got a bit of that coming up soon. But before that, we received a text from a female Joe with a couple of kisses. She says, "Hi Adam and Joe, not sure if this will reach you at Glastonbury, but I had to text to say to you the following. I am at Glastonbury. I was sitting in the green fields eating breakfast, and 2 children came over to me with monkey puppets, asking if we would make a donation if they sang a song. To my surprise, the song they proceeded to sing was Adam's festival song.
What?
I think you should be aware of other artists profiting from your material." So that's pretty good, isn't it? There are a couple of kids with monkey puppets.
We're going to go out there, find those kids and slap the monkey puppets out of their hands. Where's my money?
Hence, my free play. Here's another chance, and it's an apposite time to play this to hear Count Buckley's festival song.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Gazman, it's the Julinator. Just to let you know, I bought the tickets for Sludgefest, as well as Chillax, Wicker World, the Inoffensive Electronica Festival, Wet Weekend, and Pims in the Park with Timbuk3 headlining. Drop us a text if you think I missed any. Cheers, ears.
Load up the 4x4, it's festival time. We're stuffing the chill bag with nibbles and wine. We're going to sleep inside a collapsible yurt. We've got a nurse in case anybody gets hurt.
Festivals used to be awful, just crusty weirdo groups. There was nowhere to charge your mobile and nowhere nice for doing poops. Now they're often in stately homes with global cuisine that's ace, and you can leave the kids in a really nice creche while you get off your face.
Hip hip hooray, it's time for festival fun. We've got our hats and our sun cream in case there's some sun. But when it rains, we've got our green welly boots. And if we feel the love, we've got our birthday suits.
suits. Look kids, that's Keith Allen. That's Lily Allen's dad. He's been coming since the 60s and apparently he's really mad. And over there, that's Katie Moss. That's right, that crazy druggie's ex. Let's ask her if she'll join us for a boogie and some sex. Everybody over to the advert stage. Movies on, oh yes. Then it's Groove Armada with the theme from M&S. And then it's a bloke that I don't really know with a tune from a phone campaign. And then it's Suggs with the Iceland song. Then Movies on again. We've got some chill pills, some whiz-was and a grammars and stuff. But I'm a little bit worried that won't be enough. So could you call Jemima and ask her to bring a bit of rice, some jelly and a big ball of string. And don't forget the Barocca and the yoga mats too, because there's going to be healing and yoga to do. And there's a bloke from Tibet who can teach us to breathe. And after that we'll see Moby, then we'll probably leave. Load up the 4x4, it's festival time. We're stuffing the chill bag with nibbles and wine. We're going to sleep inside a collapsible yurt. We've got a nurse in case anybody gets hurt. Load up the 4x4, it's festival time. We're stuffing the chill bag with nibbles and wine. We're going to sleep inside a collapsible yurt.
Anna Calvi, I'll Be Your Man. Live at the festival yesterday. Adam and Joe here on BBC Six Music.
Yeah, and as you know, listeners, we're big fans of the film Taffin.
We absolutely love the story of tough local Taffin going in to sort out some mobsters.
I mean, I've never seen it all.
I don't know.
All I've seen is the bit.
Yeah. I mean, we failed to track down Bronholm, didn't we?
We did. We tried to get him on the show, but, I mean,
He's
wisely,
impenetrable.
really, he wasn't interested.
You would have slightly less respect for him, I would imagine, if he did.
I just think he shouldn't engage with this kind of tomfoolery.
No, exactly.
But we've made an interesting discovery. Or did this come thanks to a listener? Yes, it did. This came thanks to Chris Brookbanks, who wrote to us, Dear Ad Farm and Jomobile.
I love the Jomobile.
Probably a bit late now, but I found a Hindi version of Taffin, and attached is the famous line from said foreign language version.
Hindi Bronholm.
So this is interesting because, of course, a lot of movies, when they're released in the world, have multiple language tracks. You know, you get that menu at the beginning and you've got to select what country you're in, and it's got a list of loads of territories. But, of course, that means if Taffin has that, then that line has been dubbed by a foreign actor in all of those languages.
I mean, is Taffin even available on DVD, though?
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah.
Sure, it's available on DVD.
And you reckon
it's widely available across the world?
And it would have all those foreign language versions on it? Surely not.
Well, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I did this with E.T. before on the show years ago.
E.T.'s a bit bigger than Taffin, isn't it?
No, is it?
Little.
I don't know about that. So here is that amazing Taffin line performed.
Well, let's do the original line to remind people.
Good thinking.
And we could even set up the line with a bit of acting, couldn't we? As long as I'm living in this...
Well, hang on, you do this, but then I'm not sure what her line is. You might have to do both parts.
What goes on in this town is none of your business. I can't even say it. What goes on in this town is none of your business. Well, it is while I'm living here.
Then maybe you shouldn't be living here!
Wow, was that real?
Yeah, that's exactly how he does it.
Exactly how he does it.
He's got incredible lungs, Bronholm.
He does. Now, let's hear how that is put across in the Hindi version.
यहाँ जो भी हो रहा है उससे तुम्हारा कोई मतलब नहीं है।
जब मैं यहाँ हूँ तो मतलब है।
तो फिर ठीक है, तुम यहाँ से दफा हो जाओ।
Hojao! He could extend the Hojao, though, surely.
Yeah, that was disappointingly short. We might have to do a bit of Doctor and the Medic sing that.
The thing is that this is our last show here on Six Music, myself and Joe, for quite some time. So who is going to take care of Bronholm in our absence?
I think we've given Bronholm enough of a fillip.
You reckon?
It'll keep him going for a while,
People can take care of him themselves, can't they?
But that was fantastic. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, cheers,
An
Chris.
amazing piece of Hindi drama there.
Right, it's time for some more music here on the programme. And we have Pulp, ladies and gentlemen. The big surprise guests on the Park stage yesterday here at the Glastonbury Festival. And they're playing Misshapes. Here we go. Good stuff, man. That's War Paint with Burgundy. Adam and Joe here on BBC Six Music, live at the Glastonbury Festival.
And it is a beautiful day here.
Scorching. I mean, why couldn't it have been like this all the time, like all my life?
Lovely that it is like this today, though. A great reward for everybody who struggled through the last 2 muddy and claggy days here at Glastonbury. But right now, on the Adam and Joe Show on Six Music, it's time for some pop-propriation.
I like to change the lyrics of songs from time to time.
Lock the taskbar.
To make them refer to things I do.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I call it appropriation, and as far as I'm aware, it isn't a crime. I wonder if it's something you do too.
Yes it is, yes it is, yes it is.
I like that jingle.
Oh, you're going to miss that jingle, aren't you, listeners? That's a bit Wild Beasts-esque, isn't it? Here's one to get the ball rolling from Peter. He's a male boy, aged 26. Every time I part-bake naan bread in the oven, when in cooking a curry, he says, I sing naan, na 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 naan, na 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 naan, na 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 naan, in the vein of Inikamosi, Hot Stepper. Love you, bye, says Peter.
That's good. A naan bread-based one.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Here come the hot pitta. That's another one that some people do.
Mm-hmm. Here's an email we got from Mike from Brighton. Dear Adam and Joe, Repodpropriations, brackets. Is that right? No, it's not. It's wrong. Poppropriation. It's a sort of confused reconstruction of the word appropriation, isn't it? Anyway, the one about changing the words on songs to fit with one's circumstances at that moment. When it's starting to rain, I will often bore and irritate my family by singing the Weather Girls classic It's Raining Men, substituting the word men with the word rain. This is apparently very annoying indeed, but I still think it's funny, so there you go. Asterisk. It's extremely important to sing this in tune and with some modicum of musicality or sincerity, otherwise younger people may think you're singing the Jerry Halliwell version.
Oh dear.
That would be terrible.
It's rain and rain!
Woo!
Hallelujah, it's rain and rain! Amen!
Is that
Big
sincere enough?
Sweat, giant drops, falling down from the sky on the plops.
But that's good, isn't it? It's sort of come full circle and cancelled itself out, that one. And I think you're right. That would be very annoying indeed.
Yeah.
And the fact that you still think it's funny, Mike, is extra annoying and possibly even funnier.
That's my favourite type of humour, is not knowing when to stop, just going on and on and on.
Yeah, it comes back round again.
You have to physically beat
Yeah, they get angry, then laugh again, then even angrier, then laugh harder.
And it's not
if
funny.
It works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it works.
Well done, Mike. Thank you.
Finally, here is something that's maybe not strictly speaking pop-propriation, but definitely somewhere in the Venn diagram. Dear Ladam and Jomo Sapien.
Nice.
Hello, I'm a female girl called Sophie. I'm emailing regarding a matter that is sort of related to pop-propriation, but something sort of different. My friend Gareth and I are in a band, so we spend lots of time sitting in a van for long periods. We were recently talking about how sometimes we link different songs in our heads. So, for example, when you start a line of a song and it morphs into another song. Does that ever happen to you? It's like a portmanteau, but for songs which we have cleverly labelled songmanteau.
Nice.
So here is a few examples of songmanteau. For example, Aztec Camera, Somewhere in My Heart, going into Dusty Springfield, I Only Want to Be With You. Summer in the city and the air is still, a baby being born to the overkill. But you started something, oh can't you see? Ever since we met you had a hold on me.
It's like a demented medley.
Yeah, songmanteau.
That could be a whole new segment.
It's good, isn't it? And here's another one. Peter Gabriel, Salisbury Hill and Thin Lizzy. The boys are back in town. Climbing up on Salisbury Hill. Down at Dino's Bar and Grill. I don't know if that's the actual tune for the Thin Lizzy bit. And the last one, she says, is G Knight, Mr. Big Stuff, going into Red Hot Chili Peppers' Roller Coaster. And these are just exhortations now. Whoa, yeah! Of love.
Wow, is that it? They've both been compressed so much that you can't really recognise either of them.
Well, that's the G Knight. Mr. Big Stuff.
Nice.
Who do you think you are?
That's good. I bet if I thought about it, I could drum up some of those.
Roller coaster. of love. Just wondering if anyone else does this like we do. Keep up the good work, says Sophie Galpin. The podcast is always a source of great mirth in our tour van. Love you. We love you too, Sophie. Thanks very much for that. And thanks to everyone who sent us in appropriation over the last few weeks. It's been very enjoyable. Here's some more music right now. This is Graham Coxon with a track recorded yesterday, was it, James? This is You and I, live from Glastonbury.
Don't take my life away, don't take my life away.
Good
okay,
stuff.
I won't take your life away.
That's Meryl Garbus there, a.k.a. Tune Yards. She's from New England in America, and she's one of the ladies that does that thing of creating drum loops on the spot, lots of layers and samples.
A bit like Griff Rhys does.
Ukulele, yeah, I guess lots of people are doing it. She's very good at it, though. Adam and Joe here on BBC Six Music. It's 12:30, time for the news. Big Audio Dynamite with E = MC squared. Big Audio Dynamite were here on Friday on the Park stage at Glastonbury. If you're not at Glastonbury this year, if you didn't see them, then you can catch them at other venues around the UK. They should just be part of some big Six Music touring show, don't you think?
Yes, they should.
There's Don Letts in there, another part of the Six Music family. A band's not really a band until they've got someone who's involved with Six Music in some way.
How very true. And don't forget, Six Music is the place to stay for all your Glastonbury needs. Lauren Laverne's here from 2. She'll be talking to Cool and the gang.
Flipping heck.
Stuart McConey's here from 5 with guests including John Cooper Clarke.
Nice.
Keris Matthews and Sean Keaveney are here with Dwayne Eddy and Griff Rhys.
Whoa.
And then Lamac is back with his Dirty Mac at 10, going live around the stages, including the Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, Laura, Lully, Queens of Stone Age, a biff. The other very exciting guest who's been around, spotted by a few paparazzo this weekend, was a Stinky Dog. Who?
Not Boggins?
Yeah, he's a friend of the show for a while.
Well, he made an appearance yesterday morning during our Glastonbury Squadron meeting where his fate was decided by mob rule.
That's right.
And they actually gave him a lease of life. So he was freed into the muddy fields of Glastonbury to gambol and poop.
He went scampering off. I mean, it's very difficult for Boggins to tell the difference between a place to poop and, you know, he's in paradise.
Perfect environment for him. He may live here in the woods with, what's her face?
Kate Moss.
Yeah, for the rest of the year.
Be her little stinky pal.
Her little stinky dog on a string.
Well, do you remember we were talking about Louis Armstrong the other day and speculating that he was, in a way, the jazz Boggins?
Yes.
Well, here is Boggins making that dream a reality.
This is a sort of beautiful, emotional farewell to Boggins, really, isn't it?
It is. I think it's the last time we're going to be seeing him for a little bit. And
I may cry during this.
He's getting used to his new home.
I'm welling up.
The Glastonbury Festival. Oh, I'm so excited. I see tents of green and red and orange and blue. I'm going to pee on them all before the festival's through, and I stink to myself. Oh, Boggins, what a wonderful smell. It's almost like one giant toilet. I go inside a tent and eat somebody's food. Leave my hair in their sleeping bag, and I'm sick in it too, and I stink to myself. What a wonderful smell. I love this place. Just look at it. The giant piles of rubbish are climbing to the sky. There's a whiff of human feces on that man who just walked by. I see dogs on strings saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I just done a poo. I find a little birdie's nest, so I smash and eat the eggs. And then I lick a toddler's face and bite him on the legs, not badly, and I stink to myself. What a wonderful smell. I think something might have died in your tent. Can I have it? And I stink to myself. What a wonderful smell. I think I've finally found my home. I've got a problem with my bum. I love you.
Sounds as if he's having a terrific time there. It was Aloe Black with I Need a Dollar. He was doing a bit of Song Manto there. Of course, the festival is the natural home of Song Manto, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounded good. That sounded great.
Nice bit of Daryl Hall and John Oates. Hey, we're almost at the end of our show, and we are packing all the controversial bits of our programme into the last half hour. We've bid Boggins farewell. Now let's bid a temporary farewell to this stinky section.
I'm a funny person, I often make up jokes. My jokes are more amusing than those of other folks. When you hear my joke, I think you'll find that you agree. Come on, you're all invited to a made-up joke party.
So this is a part of the show that Scornballs poured quite a lot of scorn on a few weeks ago. It wasn't because of the quality of the jokes, but in a way it was. Because I found it very psychologically tiring to go through them, to read them all, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, we are overjoyed at the quantity of emails we've got, particularly in the last, couple of months. But it does make ploughing through the submitted jokes quite grueling, doesn't it?
Well, sometimes when the jokes aren't sufficiently chucklesome, or you feel that maybe they've been made before.
Bit of a brain strain.
Because the other thing is that it requires quite a lot of work. You have to enter these things into Google.
We hate work.
We don't really
just like you, listeners.
That's why we're at the Glastonbury Festival.
But listen, we're going to do this segment now for the last time, and as a result, am I right in saying that you have got the greatest made-up joke ever, and we're only going to do one, and that's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just an average one.
It's just one that made me chuckle, like all the other ones.
It's good enough.
I put the punchline into Google, and it didn't return anything. But hey,
Right.
I thought Wells was the smallest city in the UK. So
a lot resting on this.
Why we did it different? Okay,
good point.
This is from Tom. He's a 17 to 25-year-old postman from Edinburgh.
I like that.
Very nice.
Straddles all the ages.
He's in the demographic, and he is a postman. Yo, buckwheat and corn cob. I don't know if you're going to do any made-up jokes anymore, but just in case, here is one. I did independently come up with this, but I don't claim to be the first person ever to do so. All right, scornballs, he says in caps. Here goes. Why aren't pregnant women hungry?
I don't know. Why aren't pregnant women hungry?
Because they gestate.
Nice!
Because they gestate in your face!
Can that be made up? Can he be the first person in the world to figure out that gestate sounds like just eight?
Yes.
Yes, good, good. Factron.
He is the first guy ever to stumble on that joke. Love you, says Tom. Cheers, Tom. Here's a bit of music right now. And, of course, I've completely forgotten who we were going to play, James. Oh, the Walk People.
The Walkman from yesterday at the Park Stage. This is them.
That's the Walkman, recorded live yesterday at the Glastonbury Festival. Folks, that's it from myself and Joe Cornish.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, over the last 3 days. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. It's been a pretty amazing festival.
Yeah, it's been really fun. And thanks as well to people who are listening, who've been listening for the last 3 months or so while we've been back at Six Music. We've had such a good time. Thanks a lot. And hopefully we'll be back with you before too long. Stay tuned here on Six Music, though, for the rest of the day. Steve Lamacq is coming up. Don't forget the podcast is available of this show to download later today, we hope. And the other podcasts are still up there, I think, for a while.
Yeah, with special extra bits as well. There'll be 1 or 2 special extra bits on today's podcast, just ins and outs. I don't want to get anyone overexcited.
No, exactly. No. But now that's it from us, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to play you out with one of my favourite Scott Walker tracks, and I like to play this at the end of our runs here at Six Music. So this is going out to all you Podcats, Digiforce, Black Squadron, all the various factions that keep this program going. Thank you very much indeed for all your help with our show for the last few months. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. We love you. Bye.